Over the years, I've sent over 10 million cold emails for my cold email lead generation agency to book meetings for my SaaS clients, be it in healthcare or fleet management, advertising agencies, or even consulting firms. And we've been booking meetings for them with firms like Red Bull, Deloitte, Lockheed, McKinsey, Toyota, the BMW Group. And in this video, I specifically want to cover why hyper-relevant email copy is better than hyper-personalized ones. And to do that, we're going to cover 3 things. Why that is even the case, what you need to do to get hyper-relevant email scripts, and how to use AI the right way to write copy that books solid meetings so you can start finally printing from cold outreach, right? So let's get straight into it. There is a reason why hyper-personalization is big right now, and it is AI, right? Everyone and their grandmothers is using AI to do some bullshit workflow. And most people, like I have to be honest here, most people see what AI can do and then invent problems that never existed so that AI can solve them just to feel productive. It is weird. I don't quite get it. I genuinely don't get it. Like I'm using Claude right now, automating a couple tasks in my agency right now because I find them useful. But they were problems I had already. That's the right way. So you have a problem and then you find out how AI can solve it. Not you have AI and then you find a problem or invent a problem that never existed to then solve it with the AI. That doesn't make any sense. But most people are doing that. If you've been on LinkedIn, most people are doing that. So what they do is, and what makes me hate the living fuck out of hyper-personalization is they pull their prospects' LinkedIn posts and bio, they scrape their websites, they let AI come up with something clever. They use like GPT for sheets and whatnot, right? They let AI come up with something clever. They put it in the first line of the email and they call it AI Icebreaker on LinkedIn to make it sound fancy. And then you get this, right? This is an actual cold email I received yesterday. Horrendous. Hi John, I saw your repost on LinkedIn about the easy to understand split test breakdown. It really resonated with me too. If I could connect you to 2 to 3 companies looking for your services per week, would you be open to a short conversation? You don't pay if you don't get results. In brackets. Kind regards, Elizabeth Davis, Growth Manager, Agency Advanta. Don't want to follow up, reply with no thanks. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, Leonardo da Vinci. What is happening? What is happening? If you're writing copy like this, let me break down why this is complete horseshit and why this will never work. And it doesn't work for you either. So might as well listen to me right now. I saw your repost on LinkedIn about the easy to understand split test breakdown. It really resonated with me too. Why do I care? I don't care. If you resonate, then like the fucking post. If you resonate with that, comment on it. Why are you reaching out? Obviously, because you want to connect me with someone. Why and who? If I connect you, what does connect mean? Like book meetings? What is this? To 2 to 3 companies. Why 2 to 3? Per week. Okay, per week. Looking for your services. What service? You don't even know what service. Like, this is clearly AI generated. And your profile picture, you don't see it right now. If you hover over their profile, you actually see the profile picture. It is also AI generated. This is clearly AI. Like, anyone that is sophisticated enough to understand that this is AI will never respond. But paradoxically, those are the people that you actually want to have on a meeting, right? You don't want to have bums on a meeting. You want to have sophisticated people on your meeting to sell them your services. But right now, these sophisticated people who need some info don't get any info. They don't even believe you're real. They don't even believe you could do anything for them, because this is your outreach attempt, right? You want to connect me with people, which is like you want to do outbound sales, and this is your outbound sales. This is bullshit. What is this? And I'm going to show you an alternative to this in a second, but I really want to roast the fuck out of this, because the fact that you used this AI personalized first line didn't do any neuro-linguistic programming to my mind. So I'm forced to respond back to you positively. Nothing happened in my mind except me wanting to record this video about this fucking thing, because it's horrendous. People are paying Clay credits for this. If you don't know what Clay is basically a Google sheet, right? Where you can enrich stuff like column by column. You can use AI to enrich stuff, right? They use Clay credits, which are expensive as fuck, to come up with this abomination of a first line. It is horrendous. And then you have the vaguest of the vague. You have the vaguest connect you language companies looking for your services. If I responded back with what service is for, like what kind of service, like for which of my services. They would have to look up my website. Some random rep would have to look up my website, etc. This is clear. Like, I know this as the recipient. The thing is, this is still real if you do cold outreach in general. Like, you can't know every single person in the prospect list, right? But at least the prospect will know exactly that this is extremely relevant. And this is where hyper relevance comes into play, right? This is bullshit. I want everyone to understand this. Like, this will never get responses. I generally don't mark things as spam because, I mean, keep trying, right? I don't want to burn their domains. But the thing is, I'm not the only person that you're emailing. So I've tested this, and this will get your domains flagged as quickly as possible. Like, if I really wanted to burn all of my domains, I would let AI write my copy completely and then not change anything about it. And just like, not give any context, don't train it on any data. That's what I would do. And then it will come up with something like this. So let's avoid this, right? This is bullshit, like complete bullshit. Let's actually do this in red. Complete bullshit, right? What we need to do instead is we need to make stuff relevant, right? So personalization is just something that is unique to that person. And if you recheck, this is unique to me. I reposted on LinkedIn about the easy to understand split test breakdown that some other guy made. I liked their post, I reposted it. Awesome. This is very unique to me. Relevant is the thing that is unique to that persona, right? If I could connect you with two to three companies looking for your services, everyone needs something, like needs to connect with someone. They probably need to connect with companies, and they probably sell services, right? And they also live in weeks. Would you be open to a short conversation? This is not relevant because it is not unique to my persona, right? It is unique to my person, but it's not unique to my persona. So immediately I assume that this is bullshit, because this could be for anyone. I could be a bakery and respond back to this email. You will, like, if you send this and you book meetings, you will only get trash meetings. Guaranteed. Because it is way easier, like just entropy, right? It is way easier to get the false prospect on your call than it is to get the right prospect on your call, because the right prospect is probably a 0.5% of the entire prospect list that this guy's reaching out to. So he's spending 99% of his time reaching out to the wrong people with the wrong messaging, and then gets meetings booked, if at all, gets meetings booked with trashy prospects. And then he's like, cold email doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's what people do. That is literally what people do. So in this case, persona, right? That could be any pain point, any CEO experiences that is doing between 5 and 10 million per year with a lawn mowing business. If you were to reach out to that persona, the email could look vastly different. It could look vastly different. It would be so specific. Like if you were actually using the first line, to perfectly describe the pain point of that CEO that has a lawn mowing business that is doing between $5 and $10 million per year, if you were to perfectly articulate that within the first few words of the email and ask if they actually experienced that, and then you show an offer that promises to solve this specific pain point with a clear mechanism and payment terms and a risk reversal that will make it a no-brainer to respond back to this email, I swear to God, man, I've seen it thousands of times. I did it myself. You will get meetings booked with the perfect person. No time wasters on your calls. No, like none. Your AEs are happier, your SDRs are happier, you are happier, your domains last for 3 to 5 months, everything gets so much better. But no one does this because everyone is about, like, everyone wants to use AI all the time. And the thing is, I use AI all the time as well, but I have the problem and then I solve it with AI. I don't have AI and then invent a problem that never existed. Like I never wanted to come up with such a sentence. If I wanted to come up with such a sentence, I would use AI right now. But I never, this was never a problem for me. I don't need that shit. It's bullshit. So let's move on to the second point. What was the second point? What to do to get hyper-relevant email scripts. Very good point. Like this should be the point right now. What do we actually need to do? So, before we go there, CTA. I need to remind myself. So CTA number 1, call to action for you. If you want the exact AI that I'm going to show you that we use internally for all of our clients to book over 500 meetings a year, you need to go to the second link in the description or the link in the pinned comment to get it. You enter your email, and then we will send you the instructions to set it up for yourself within minutes. So how does that work? You take this link. I'll open up an incognito tab. So you will take this link and you will land on here, right? You enter your email, your first name. So this is your email. This is my email. You sign up today, and then you'll need to check your email to confirm your subscription. On this email, you will have a button. You click the button and you immediately get the instructions on a Gamma document to set everything up for yourself within 10 minutes, right? This is how you do that. And very important distinction, it's extremely important. This is trained on my actual data. It gives you a non-AI sounding output, but it will not work properly if you don't give it the inputs that it wants from you. And if you want to learn how to use it properly, you need to go to the top right corner of this video right now and click on the info card, because that's going to be the video where I presented this for the first time and I go through how to use it, etc. Right? So with that said, back to how to actually get these scripts hyper relevant. So list segmentation. That's the most important part. If we already we know who to reach out to, right? We know who to reach out to. Like, let's say we take the example from the previous point, which is the CEO of a lawn mowing company. Lawn mowing company. Is that how you spell mowing? Mowing. Okay, that works. Lawn mowing company, doing 5 to 10 M per year, right? We take that persona. We already know we want to reach out to that persona, right? So why not segment our list and make it as accurate and homogeneous as possible? Homogeneous means that it has one thing in common, right? And the one thing in common would be that it only has CEOs of lawn mowing companies doing $5 to $10 million a year. That's probably going to be only a couple hundred people, if at all, right? But that's fine. Then we will use 100% of our time to reach out to the correct people. Now, that's why all of a sudden it enables you to be specific with your pain points that you're talking about, the actual offer, and the USP, right? And I have a prompt right here that I'm going to show you in a second that I've used for myself recently to start a cold email campaign for my own agency, right? Now, the way this works, the way you do this, right? You take a prospect list. You go to ListKit, you go to Apollo, you go to Sales Navigator, whatever, and you hammer. You spend a lot of time on this if you want to do it manually. You spend a lot of time on building this list. You use keywords, you include keywords that you want to include, you exclude keywords that are detracting from the quality of this prospect list. So if you're looking for lawn mowing company owners, right? And you have say a hardware store in there because they have lawnmowers, right? You don't want to exclude those. So you exclude the keyword hardware store. Very important, stuff like that. And as soon as you have that rough list, what you're going to do is you're going to use Claude Coburg and you're going to give it access to your Mac. You're going to take the CSV or CSVs if you have it from multiple databases, and you're going to put them into a folder that Claude Coburg has access to now. You're going to let it analyze by clearly describing who you're looking for. And I'm going to show you the example in a second. You're going to let it analyze and merge all the CSVs that you want to reach out to, and then prompt it to give you that very specific persona. So the way I did it recently, this was yesterday probably, I said, I want to build a cold email list from these CSVs within this folder. My cold email copy is going to be one of these three. So I've drafted the 3 different copies. So as an example, we had this bullshit, right? You remember probably. Traumatic event. Hi, first name. I've been running outbound for this fleet management SaaS for the past 11 months, generating 21 qualified sales calls per month with C-levels and VPs of their target avatar. I can do the same for company name. You'd only pay per showed call. First 10 are free. Want me to send you a video showing how I do that? Very relevant. They know, okay, SaaS. I'm reaching out to SaaS businesses, by the way, like B2B SaaS. As soon as they see I've been running outbound for the SaaS business, they are, okay, this is relevant. I'm a SaaS business, cool, awesome. So, by the way, I couldn't send this to a bakery, just saying, right? It wouldn't work. So, then we have the other versions. Within this folder, there are folders with CSVs inside of them that have been enriched. I want to merge them all and then filter out only the ones that either make over $1 million a year in revenue or have more than 30 employees. I'm saying either or because sometimes you don't have this data, and if we don't have this data, I wanted to use this one. It should be SaaS businesses that either make or save their customers money. Nothing like cybersecurity, because that is just hard to sell through a cold email lead generation. I did that, and it gave me the CSV. And then I asked it to check whether it's solid. Number one, if you had that list, just as like say say you prompted this, right? And no matter what list you get, just based on the prompt, could you write one sentence that is true for everyone on this list? Like, are you specific enough? This is the first check before you even do anything, right? If so, you can smash with this list. As soon as you get the list, you need to just make sure that the list is at least 80% accurate. And you're going to do that by asking Claude to check the list for ICP fit, right? You can just say, pick out like 200 random samples, right? Fetch their websites, look at their keywords, look at their names, company names, whatever. Find out if this is actually a fit with the thing that I wanted from you, right? It's going to do that. And if it's at least 80% accurate, you're good to go. And that's pretty much it for this stage, right? And the last step, really, how to use AI the right way to write copy. This is very much going into the direction of the video that I just mentioned in the info card, right? What you're going to do is, as soon as you have the persona, you're going to use AI to research pain points for the segment, not the individual, just for the segment, right? The CEO, lawn mowing business, $5 to $10 million a year, etc. You're going to build the email around the 3-part framework. So this is what the AI is going to ask you, the one that I've advertised a second ago. It's going to ask you for niche. It's going to ask you for your service. It's going to ask you for your offer. It's going to ask you for USP, right? It's doing that to find out your offer, your USP, but also the pain points of that niche. It already knows. It's AI. It's been trained on this, right? It already knows. And then you just need to make sure that these two are solid. They are solid. They are absolutely solid. As soon as they're solid, your USP and the offer do the actual work. If your offer has, this is a spontaneous thing right now, right? Bam. Your offer promise to solve the pain point you mentioned, right? If it does this, let me actually do it like this. If it promises to solve the pain point you mentioned, if it then shows the mechanism to solve that, to do that, and then it gives the payment terms so you can actually go ahead and use the mechanism to solve that pain point, and you then give a risk reversal that takes away all the perceived risk, right? Perceived risk, not the actual risk. Just the risk that the prospect has in their mind when they read the promise, the mechanism, and the payment terms. They will perceive a couple risks. They might be irrational. That is fine. They might also not be risky in the real world. That is also fine. But you need to take them away. The perceived risk has to be gone. And just saying, I guarantee it, doesn't work. It doesn't work. For example, I take away all the perceived risks of working with me to get more sales calls for your B2B company, right? I take them all away by literally saying, we can actually go back to the copy, saying, hey man, perceived risk gone, number one. I already did this for a SaaS. So they could say, well, I'm not sure if you can do this for SaaS. I'm saying like, I literally did this for a SaaS company, right? And next perceived risk, they're probably low quality sales calls, right? So I say 21 qualified sales calls per month with C-levels and VPs or decision makers of their target avatar. Interesting. And now he says he's pretty confident that he can do the same for our company. How does the payment work? Like, this is probably expensive because this sounds almost way too good to be true. And then you say, or I say, you would only pay per showed call. Interesting. It's not even like only pay per call, so he brings me shitty calls. He says only pay per showed call. And no, like, I don't think they can book any meeting if the person isn't a right fit. Because if it wasn't the right fit, that would probably not work out for them well, because I would just quit at some point. And then they say, well, let's say the prospect says, well, maybe they're still like low quality. That could be still the case, right? And then they say, first 10 are free. So I have nothing to lose. So this is like, I could respond to this. Do they want a meeting? Like, what do they actually want? Want me to send you a video showing how I do that? They only want to send me a video. I should respond back. Like, I just want to see how they do that. Like, because I'm curious. That's it. You took away all the perceived risk. Done. And this works extremely well. Like this, I can tell you from experience, this works extremely well. And now, within that Claude project, you have scripts that have worked well already, and you will be able to train your own AI based on all the winning scripts that I found over the years, right? So this is how that stuff works. But this is how the offer works. And now the USP, this is going to be extremely nice. The USP needs to show The USP, unique selling proposition, right? It's something unique. It needs to be something that only you can say. The unique selling proposition right here is, I've done this for a fleet management SaaS for the past 11 months to generate 21 qualified sales calls per month. This is extremely unique and it's a selling proposition, right? And it directly ties into the offer with the promise, the mechanism, the payment terms, and the risk reversal. That. You use the AI copywriter from the second link in the description to put all of this together. It's going to walk you through this process as well. And then you will, I need to show you, like it's prompting me to show you the before and after with shitty icebreaker copy, right? You will move away from this bullshit to something that looks more like this. You will get way more positive responses, like your campaigns will actually look like this, right? 1.5%, 14%, 1.19, 10%, 2.47%, 3%, 23%, obviously, right? And you will be able to get like a lot of new lead notifications. That will be awesome. Your customers will be happier, or you will be happy in this case, right? If you do it for yourself. Or you just like go ahead and like get 80 leads within 2 months, right? All of this stuff can happen if you actually follow what I've just told you. And if you want all of this to happen without doing anything, like you just want to tell someone to like get meetings with the perfect prospect, right? You can check out the second link. The first link in the description. If you want to get sales calls on a pay-per-shell call basis, completely done for you. First link in the description right now. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Hope this was helpful.